It's time now for the best hour in MMA and combat sports, the Boomtown Pod. Join your hosts Andrew Kahn and Cole Smith as they break down the latest cards, the biggest news, and so much more. Now it's time for the Boomtown Pod.
That is right. Thank you for tuning in on a Monday evening. It is the Boomtown Pod, all things MMA. I am your host, Andrew Kahn Sutton, of course, joining you live through all of the social media platforms that you could possibly think of, because why not? Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in once again. We couldn't do this without our episode sponsors, of course, the great folks at Blue Collar Media Group, the mothership who's been with us since day one, Stella Gear, Sandman Boxing System, and of course, Palace Athena Women's Fighting Championship, which is why we are live tonight, because we're going to be breaking down some fights that we got lined up for you guys. We've got some announcements. We got a lot of information for you. It's coming hot and heavy, plus a couple of great special guests that's coming up very, very quickly. But before that, of course, you can get your tickets now by going to PAWFC.com, getting them there. Fight TV, if you can't make it, that is another great way. You can order it on pay-per-view, but make sure to order it today. Let's get those going. Can't wait to see the numbers at the end of this, man. Ticket sales have been ferociously amazing so far. Keep that stuff open. We want to sell this place out. Cannot wait for these girls to get the opportunity to, of course, represent their countries themselves and so much more. And their fighting's phenomenal. The fights are phenomenal. So you don't want to miss out on this. But yeah, with that being said, we've got a lot of special guests for you today. So we're going to get right into this. And I cannot wait for this next fighter, because she is super well talked about and super well perceived. That is, of course, the one and only Lexi Rook, fighting, of course, out of the way of the UK. How you doing, girl?
Hi, yeah, I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I am super excited to have you on, because I was talking to Dakota Decheva, and she said you're a ton of fun. So I'm really looking forward to you having on this.
Yeah.
Now, with that being said, now you're obviously making your pro MMA debut at PAWFC. What can folks expect from a Lexi Rook fight?
Expected to go the distance. I'm conditioned. Most of my fights have gone pretty much all the rounds, 3 rounds, 5 rounds. It'll be exciting. It'll be grinding. If it does go past the first round, then I'll grow into it, as I always do. So yeah, I'm excited now.
A stand and brawl, just go kind of. What kind of style do you have? Are you a brawl at all? Are you a very complete mixed martial artist? What are you?
I'd say now I'm pretty complete. Yeah, I'm pretty good all rounds. I'm comfortable everywhere, wherever the fight's going to go. So I've got a lot more confidence in my striking now. So obviously it starts on the feet. So we'll see where it goes. But yeah, I've been working a lot on my wrestling as well. So just see what Pablo's got for me, really.
I like it. Now, we talked about it a little bit earlier in the podcast. I always talking about Dakota Decheva. She made a very successful PFL debut, which is absolutely awesome. Do you think the UK is starting to make some noise in the women's MMA scene?
Massively. We were talking about this recently, a few of the girls back home, and we were saying it feels like recently it's really coming along. Like it's obviously been growing over the years, but this last year feels like so many different women are making waves in the sport, for us in the UK especially. So yes, it's exciting to be a part of.
Yeah, it's actually really cool. I mean, you think about like even Molly McCann. I mean, she's made this big resurgence for women's fighting in the UK, which is absolutely awesome. And obviously, you guys are no slouches. I met Dakota the last go around at PAWFC, and she was absolutely tremendous to get to know and obviously watch inside the Palladium. She was a beast in there. So I'm kind of assuming that we can expect the same kind of flair from Lexi Rook.
Yeah, definitely. I'm bringing something special on Saturday night. I've been waiting a long time for this fight, so yeah.
Looking forward to it. Can't wait to meet you and get there. Obviously, it looks like have you got there already?
Yeah, I'm in my hotel at the moment. I got here yesterday afternoon, so I'm still kind of adjusting to the time change and stuff. But yeah, Calgary's beautiful. I went out today. It's lovely.
How is the altitude out there? Now, we've had a couple fighters say that the breathing is a little different out there because of the Rocky Mountain air. How do you feel?
I haven't noticed, to be fair. I feel fine, so it hasn't affected me, I don't think.
That's good because, I mean, coming internationally, I'm sure it's a little bit different, right? We're getting acclimated with the whole weather pattern, the breathing pattern, all that other kind of stuff. So, yeah, I could only imagine you're probably well conditioned. You're good for this stuff, girl. It's fight week. We all know what that means.
Exactly.
So, for those who may have never seen you in the amateur ranks, you know, we talked about it a little bit, but what can the Calgary crowd expect when Lady Cosmere gets in the Palladium?
I'm going to bring the noise. Obviously, I haven't got my UK guys and girls physically with me. I know they'll all be watching anyway, but I'm regardless going to put on a show, put on a performance. I've been obviously this last 11 months I've been trying to get my pro debut matched up, and I've been trying to get a fight, and it's been a struggle to actually get matched. So it was frustrating at first, but I think it's been a blessing now because I've had this last 11 months to really fine tune everything, and I just feel like a completely different animal now, and I just probably for the first time in my career actually have the belief and the confidence in myself to go in there and do what I need to do. So I'm excited to be actually able to show everyone what I can do, what I've been working on.
You alluded to it a little bit, but with the COVID restrictions and everything like that, how hard was it to actually line up a fight?
Yeah, it was tough. It was tough in the years when we had the restrictions in. Definitely, the fights were pretty much all off. There were some shows that were trying to make it happen, and then it would fall through. I got so close to fighting, and then it just got pulled. And then after that, obviously, we had a bit of an aftermath year, didn't we? Where things were coming back, but there were still restrictions, and it was just getting a bit. In the end, it was really difficult because the main thing I struggled with was getting girls to come over to the UK as well.
Right.
Which is how I've pretty much ended up in Canada. I've had to come out of the UK myself, which is exciting. I'm happy to do that, but yeah, it did put a lot of strain on it, having all the restrictions.
So the PAWFC brand must be huge for you right now, being able to make that pro debut.
Yeah. Do you know what as well? It's been so amazing working with them so far. I'm only on Monday of fight week so far, and it's been so smooth sailing. They've really looked after me. So yeah, I'm grateful to be on a promotion like this.
Yeah, I mean, this is our second event, our go around with them, and the first time was absolutely amazing. So I can only expect the second time to be equally just as good. With that being said, now, of course, with fight week, we all know it comes the weight cut. What's the one thing you're looking forward to eating after the cut? I love asking fighters this.
I feel like this is all I talk about. So I'm a massive lover of donuts. I'm obsessed. I have to get donut flavored everything when I'm cutting. So yeah, donuts are definitely my first on the list. I actually really want to go to Tim Hortons, and that might sound a bit basic for.
It doesn't. I get it.
But we've got Tim Hortons back home, and apparently it's just not the same animal as the Tim Hortons over here. So I'm definitely Sunday morning. I want to go and get an iced coffee and a big donut from Tim Hortons. That's first on my list.
That sounds so good. I mean, especially after a fight, having a nice little. And the best part is they do have birthday cake donuts, so you are in luck now.
Do they? Yes.
This is wonderful news for you.
That's definitely what I'm going to.
I alluded to the birthday cake flavor because, well, as people may not know, it is, of course, your birthday. So first and foremost, I'm sure no other podcast has done this before, but happy birthday to you, Miss Rook.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's definitely a different experience this time for this birthday, but it's been good. It's been a good day. So
how do you plan on celebrating tonight?
I'm probably going to have a chicken salad and some water. But yeah, I'm going to head out and have a little stroll around the area, and obviously all the celebrating will come on Saturday night post fight, so I'll have to wait.
Looking forward to it. Now, with that being said, have you landed yesterday or do you land today?
Landed yesterday.
Yesterday, and so have you got to see a little bit of Calgary?
A little bit, yeah. I went out today for a walk just to get some food and have a little look, but I haven't gone too far yet. I've literally just seen I can't remember what it's called now. It's just like a strip of restaurant outside. Is it Southwest Avenue? Is that the right name?
Downtown?
Downtown, yeah.
Yeah. You're crushing it. Look at you. You're already like an honorary Alberta citizen.
I had to follow Google Maps everywhere I'm going, so thinking I can't get lost. I don't find the hotel again.
Double checking again. 500 steps to the hotel that way. Okay, all right. I'm in the right area. No, that's awesome. Well, I can't wait to absolutely watch your pro debut. I know a lot of folks are really, really excited. It seems like your socials, a lot of people are hyped for you to be out here to get that pro debut. Like I said, we're excited to see you make some noise inside the Palladium. How can people follow you?
I'm mainly active on Instagram, so it's Lexi_Rook MMA. That's my Instagram handle. I am on Twitter and Facebook. I just don't tend to use them as much, but yeah, I'd say Instagram's the best way to follow me.
Awesome. Perfect. Well, I can't wait to meet you in person. I'll be there in a couple days, and hopefully we can shoot the breeze after the weight cut and everything, and maybe get you on here for another live.
Yeah, definitely. That'd be good.
All right. Perfect, Lexi. You have a great evening. And again, happy birthday, girl.
Thanks so much. Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome.
Cheers. See ya.
Cheers. Lexi Rook celebrating her birthday and joining us. That's a first for me. Never had somebody come in on their birthday, so that's pretty spectacular stuff. It looks like things are all systems go in her fight. She is going to be making her pro debut, which is amazing. She is a very highly touted suspect coming out of course, the UK area. Now, of course, we had some really good feedback from one Dakota Decheva, who joined us on our podcast the last time Palace Athenas was in town. So I had some feedback from her, and she said nothing but positive things about Lexi Rook and her camp. Nothing but killers come out of the UK, man. And speaking of that, obviously, huge weekend for the UK. I mean, hey, anybody watch the UFC this weekend? Hey, we got a UK champion, which is pretty awesome. And Leon Edwards, who's an absolute animal. I'm going to get into it later on, but man, absolutely tremendous performance. But yeah, man, the UK and the women's, as we kind of alluded to earlier in the podcast, women's MMA in the UK is making this huge push. You can't turn on any kind of social media, it seems, especially on my fight cards, without seeing, Molly McCann making some major news no matter what she's doing. She is such a fun character. And just keeps winning fights, man. That's what she's about, and she's explosive. She knows how to talk. She's dominant inside the octagon. And these girls that are coming inside the Palladium, including Miss Rook, who, again, joined us on her birthday, which is pretty damn cool. She has been a tremendous talent to deal with the entire time. And, I'm looking forward to seeing these people step into the Palladium. Now, if you haven't got your tickets yet, make sure to do so. PAWFC.com. Get your tickets now. Of course, we're looking for a sellout crowd on a Saturday night. That's what it's all about, baby. What else are you going to do on a Saturday? There's no hockey. There's no football. Come watch some damn good fights. These women have been training for months on end to make sure that these fights are top-notch and top quality for you. And believe me, we just talked about it. Some of these girls have been waiting a really long time to get inside of the Palladium. I mean, Lexi just alluded to, she literally has waited almost a year to make her pro debut. That is a long time. It's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears for all of us to keep pushing back and for the MMA world to just keep going forward. But of course, there were so many restrictions with that ugly virus that we deal with in COVID, and it scared a lot of people from being able to travel, blood work. You never knew if somebody from your camp was going to get it. So the fact that these girls now have a platform to come out, full operation, full systems ahead, and they're allowed to have fun in this is a big event. PAWFC.com. Get your tickets this Saturday. Cannot express to you the amount of quality that is going to go into this too. And we had Clayton Blitzky, the owner of PAWFC, on our last podcast. He alluded to the same thing too. He said, now we can do things bigger and better. And this is going to be exactly that event. So if you haven't gotten your tickets yet, we're going to push this through the roof for you guys. PAWFC.com. If you can't be in there in attendance and you live, let's say, I've got friends like Luke who are out in the States. I saw that he commented and said, let's go, bro. Thank you. Much appreciation to Lucardo. Always a day oneer since we've started this podcast. Out there in the States. If you can't watch it, hey, make sure to go to Fight TV. It is on pay-per-view. You can see this ugly mug side commentary for about 30 seconds or so, and you'll see the rest of the women fight, which is all it's about. But again, so many great things happening within the week as well. You're going to have Felicia Spencer and Chris Cyborg on Friday night doing a autograph session, which is absolutely amazing, a meet and greet, if you will, downtown in Calgary. If you want to check out more information on that, make sure to check out PAWFC.com. Like I said, this is just one of the small little things that these people are doing. I mean, let's face it. I mean, Felicia Spencer, having her on the podcast last week too, and just getting to pick her brain about how women are, now becoming this huge, massive forefront in the MMA world is huge. And I agree with her fully. I mean, it's about damn time that these women have their own platform. Of course, we talk about the ranks of Invicta and stuff, but there's only ever been one, and now there's two. So it's absolutely amazing, and girls are absolutely living the opportunity, like Lexi alluded to, that they're going to have a chance to step in the Palladium and do their thing come Saturday. PAWFC.com. You can also get VIP tables If you haven't seen it or have checked it out yet, you can also check it out. There's a couple of other tables that are available. I know that some of them are selling out at a pretty quick rate. So make sure to go and get your tables reserved. I mean, it's probably a little bit cheaper to do it that way, and you get to have a party plus you're ringside for the fights. I mean, I've experienced it myself being ringside for these fights, and these girls bring it. It's going to be war when they step in the Palladium. That is for darn sure. We've got a couple other guests lined up for you guys. We're just waiting for them to sign on, and I can't wait for it. PAWFC.com. Like I said, get your tickets now. If you're going to be in the area, make the drive. Hey, I'm driving out from Saskatchewan. For me, it's a 6-hour drive, but hey, that's just going anywhere nowadays. Beats flying, I guess. Some people will argue with me on that, but nonetheless, come out, buy your tickets. We're gonna have a ton of fun. Of course, like I said earlier, if you can't make it, or if you're living outside of the country or anything like that, Fight TV have been tremendous with us. They're gonna be where you're gonna get that pay-per-view from. Make sure to order today. Now, with that being said, like I said, we're just waiting for the guests to roll in, and that is exactly what is happening, because this girl is going to be part of the main event. That is right. I am talking about the one and only Melissa Croden. Girl, what's going on?
Not much, just at work.
Right. You gotta love it. Training, working. This is every day.
It is, actually. Yeah, it's a lot, but it's doable.
That is awesome. Now, what was your experience like fighting at the first ever PAWFC, and what did you take away from that fight week?
It was a really good event. It was kind of a redemption comeback moment for myself, so obviously it was super positive experience for me, especially walking away with my first submission of my MMA career, including amateur and all that. So that was kind of cool. The promotion's good. They're learning. They take constructive criticism well. So it's nice that as a fighter, you're heard from those people. So it's good.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Couldn't agree with you more. I mean, you don't know what to expect when it's somebody's first time around, and I had nothing but great things to say after the event was said and done. I mean, I got COVID like 3 days after, but who cares? I got to be there and enjoy the fight week with you guys. And like you said, hell of an impressive submission, by the way.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thanks. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm a pretty well-rounded MMA fighter, so it's not like I was looking for a sub by any means. It just kind of happened in the heat of the fight when I was looking for more of that ground and pound style, and my hand just happened to be in that rear naked choke position, so I just kind of rolled with the opportunity. I'm more of like a catch style grappler rather than like hunting subs. So
right.
Yeah.
So you've been, and I don't know, like maybe people follow you on socials. I'm sure people do, but you've been training with Sweet Maria Jukic, who is also a member of PAWFC 1. How's that been? How's camp been to this day?
Good. It's been good. I mean, as every camp goes, it has its ups and downs, and there's always things that are going to be challenging. But I mean, I would never wish for something easy, because when things legitimately get hard, just in life in general, then you have the skills and you're able to adapt to kind of overcome all the difficult things. I never got a chance to train with her like at the beginning, like for the camp, but I went away in March. I drove from Crozes Pass to Kelowna, rented a little cabin in the woods, and spent some time with Team Toshido and got to know Maria, and we've become actually very good friends of each other. So yeah, it's really nice to be able to have somebody that like that in your life that kind of understands how difficult it can be sometimes. So it's really important to kind of have friends like that around you. So I'm really happy when I'm there. She'll probably come here soon in the fall, and we'll be going back and forth between each other's homes. So
it's cool that you got to make that relationship out of it.
Yeah. It was really nice.
And she's a huge fan of the podcast, so I got to give her a ton of credit. She's always promoting stuff and stuff like that. But she's a phenomenal fighter herself, and when she stepped into the Palladium too, it was amazing to see her fight, and the performance that she put on with Clara was great too. Now, with that being said, for those that have maybe not seen a Melissa Croden fight, which I have got to experience, what can fans expect at PAWFC 2?
What can they expect? They can expect a fight for sure. I know my opponent is game. She accepted the this 3 weeks notice, I believe. So I really appreciate that she took on such a challenge. I mean, I don't think we're going to be easy for each other. So I'm expecting a good fight. We'll see what happens, but I'm hoping to perform at my highest, most elite level. So been working really, really hard, and I think it's going to really show through. Yeah.
I love it. Now, you are slated for the main event of the weekend. Does that come with any added pressure at all? And if so, how do you plan on handling that, Melissa?
To be honest, I have been trying to not overthink it too much. Obviously, you have to pay attention to how your conditioning is going and prepare for 5-minute. So I believe I've done the things that I need to do to prepare my mind and my body for potentially a longer fight. Yeah. So, I mean, I think the pressure will be more so on the day. I try not to allow myself to be too stressed on fight week, because I can save those nerves for when they're necessary.
Yeah, that makes a ton of sense. I'm looking forward to seeing you back in there. I was absolutely amazed by the performance that you put on PAWFC 1. Like I said, I say to a lot of people, that submission came out of nowhere, and it was just beautiful. That's the art of MMA, and you absolutely eluded that in your last performance. So, again, I could see you wearing potentially that little gold championship around the belt or around the waist when it's all said and done. But, yeah, no, with that being said, how can people follow you along this journey, my friend?
Well, I'm terrible at I'm very random with my social media. However, if you'd like to follow me on Instagram, is probably where I'm the most active. It is Scare Croden. So you can look that up and see all the weird things I do on that area of the world. So yeah.
And before we let you go, we got a fan question from Corey saying, you put in so much work leading up to the fight. What do you plan to do to relax after the fight? $1 million question, Corey. Thanks.
You know what? Probably eat a lot. Hang out with my dog. That's probably the best thing to do. I'm currently moving right now. I'm moving my gym and I'm moving my house. Like, I'm moving to another house. So
okay.
There probably won't be a ton of relaxation, but I think it'll be nice to kind of start fresh with our new gym and our new home. So I'm excited about that. So yeah.
Where's the big move to?
Dogs. We just bought a house down the street here in Blairmore. So staying
nice.
Yeah.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Yeah, thanks.
And where are you working so people can come see you tonight?
I am working at the Rum Runner. It's a pub here in town. I also work on the ambulance for Alberta Health Services as a EMT, so that kind of sustains my fighting and whatnot. A couple of part-time jobs.
The girl who does not sleep, Melissa Scarecrow, and everybody. Yeah. All right, well, perfect, girl. Well, thanks so much for jumping on the podcast. I hope I can link up with you after you're done your weight cuts, and we'll bring you back on.
Oh, great. Yeah. Really nice chatting with you. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely appreciate it, Melissa.
See ya.
Bye. Melissa Croden joining us by way of her work, which is awesome. This girl never stops working, so that's also awesome. You can catch her live at PAWFC 2. Make sure to order the pay-per-view of now, of course, at PAWFC.com. You can get your tickets. You can get all of that other good stuff. You can also order it from Fight TV, and you want to watch the main event. She's part of it, taking on Cornelia Holm. Of course, she is fighting, of course, location Blairmore, Alberta. Just bought a house for herself. So that's also pretty exciting. We've been it's been a pretty fun podcast so far. Of course, she also fights out of Crow's Nest Past Martial Arts, and her and her team are absolutely amazing. And it was cool to hear her talk about a little bit about Maria Jukic and how that event kind of brought them together, and how now they are kind of like these friends that now train together. So that's very, very cool. And apparently they're going to be going to different camps and alternating between their gyms. So that's very, very cool. And like I said, getting to know Maria Jukic, that girl is absolutely one badass. So getting to find out that her and Melissa were trained together, I'm telling you, Melissa's going to come to this title fight with a ton of momentum. And I can tell you, first and foremost, you don't want to miss it. PAWFC.com. Get your tickets today. Do not miss this event, folks. I know I say this a lot, but we didn't get to do fun things for like 2 years. Go out, get your tickets, PAWFC.com. Get it on live at Fight TV. You can get your pay-per-view there. It was really, really cool during the first one. Of course, again, COVID restrictions forced their hands at a lot of things, especially when it came to capacity and such like that. But this time around, it is a full operational open event. So come one, come all. Get your tickets, PAWFC.com. And for, I do believe, a couple more hours, you're going to get a flash sale as well, which means 25% off your tickets. So that's massive. This is your last day to do so, PAWFC.com. Those things don't happen very often, but this is very, very cool. Again, this is all about the women and all about the fighters. This has nothing to do with me or anybody else. This is a full display of making sure women's MMA is on the front line, and we want everybody to support that because it is about damn time, to quote the great Lizzo. With that being said, like I said, PAWFC.com. Get your tickets now. I will not stress that enough. And of course, on pay-per-view as well. We are going to get another great guest in here. And speaking of Melissa Croden, who's going to be taking on this woman right here. This is Cornelia Holm. Cornelia, thanks for joining us.
Hey, what's up? Thank you for having me.
Hey,
What was that?
hey, I was just saying, the pleasure is all ours.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Now, for those who might not know, you're most recently coming off a huge win at Octagon 34. How do you carry that momentum into this fight?
Yeah, like right after the fight, I just felt ready and super motivated to fight again. I didn't take any damage, and I just started training immediately. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm just bringing all of that energy. The winning energy into this fight. So I feel amazing.
Gotta love that big win energy. You gotta carry that with you no matter what.
Yeah, true.
So this is, of course, your PAWFC debut. Now, how important to you is it to have an all-women's organization, and how do you see yourself making an impact?
That's huge. Like I hadn't heard about Palasatina before. I'm more focused, on the European scene. This is my first time getting over the ocean.
Oh wow!
And fighting here as a professional.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's amazing. You can see what Invicta done for so many female athletes. So it's big. It makes me very happy. And it feels amazing. It's their second show, right?
Correct.
They had one show before.
Yep.
So I mean, yeah, I feel very special to be able to come here.
And then get thrown right into the main event, which is pretty awesome.
Exactly.
So, you're gonna be the main event. You're taking on Melissa Croden for the bantamweight title. I kind of asked her the same question, but do you feel any extra pressure because you're in that spotlight situation?
No, I don't. I really don't. I haven't been a main event, not a title fight, but I've been in fights where the pressure should be high. So I'm pretty good at not focusing on that at all. It's a fight. It's the same fight as I did a month ago. It's the same fights I've been doing, a lot of times now. So, but then, I mean, it gets me excited for sure. It's, yeah, I love it. But not like pressure-wise, it's not adding stress for me. No.
Right. It's just another day in the park for you.
Maybe.
How has the travel been? Because you're obviously fighting internationally and you're coming all the way from Sweden. How has that all been?
It was good. The trip here was really good. It was short or not short. I shouldn't say short, but it was easy. It was a smooth ride. We went to Zurich. First, it's like 1.5 hours from Gothenburg, Sweden, where I live. And then we just had 1 hour layover and then a 10-hour flight.
Is that not bad?
No, it's not that bad. And I don't know, maybe it's too early to say, but I don't feel jet lagged or anything. So yeah, I think I'm good.
Because of the Swedish Alps and Calgary being by the Rocky Mountains, are you used to that kind of altitude and that air already?
I'm not. I live
No?
in Gothenburg, so it's like it's on by the sea, so it's sea level.
Oh, sea level air. Okay.
Yes.
So
But yeah, I don't know. We worked out immediately when we got here last night. And I'm gonna work out after this. So we'll see. I don't think we've been walking around for a lot. I haven't really noticed like the thinner air or so, but yeah, I have a couple more days to adjust.
oh yeah, you'll be fine.
Yeah, I think so.
I like your naturally calm presence. This is good. This is amazing. It tells me that you're going to be an absolute killer when we get inside that Palladium. Now, with that being said, you might not know this, but we have some ties to Sweden on our podcast as well, as our opening theme song is by a band called Smash Into Pieces, who are from Sweden.
Oh, really? Smashing to pieces?
Smash Into Pieces.
Smash into pieces. It's like a hardcore metal band or something.
It's
Or what is
rock.
it?
I wouldn't say it's hardcore metal, but they
Okay, but
they
it's
have
rock.
yeah, they've been great friends of ours, and they've actually promoted us a couple times, and we've had
Oh,
their
really?
song we've had their song as our main entrance song the last two seasons of the podcast.
Oh, because I know that metal is really big in Sweden, and I don't know anything about it. So that's why that was my guess.
Hey, you were close. If you would have said it, I'll give you metal because they kind of do have some elements to it. So, but they got like that kind of like EDM rock vibe to it.
Okay.
It's a little different. It's a little different.
I will have a listen later.
But that's our sweet tie-in. And as soon as I heard that you were coming on the podcast, I was like, I have to talk about the Swedish tie-in.
Yeah, of course. Do you know which city they're from?
That's a great question. I will have to look into that. And when I come down there, we'll talk about this again.
Okay, perfect.
Maybe I'll give you a new walkout song. Who knows?
Exactly. Yeah.
Now, with that being said, like I said, do you see yourself having that title around your belt come Saturday night?
Oh, definitely. I don't see any other picture than that. Yeah.
Confidence.
Yeah.
Your attitude's absolutely I just love it. It's the way the anime should
but
be.
you also have to be like you rarely meet a fighter that's not confident. You can't fight if you're not. You can't walk into a fight with any other, picture in mind. So
yeah, I've had some fighters who've told me in the past before that, I can feel the pressure. I'm kind of nervous and stuff like that. And you're like, sometimes it's not the best mindset to be in because the second you met, you're nervous. I mean, that the opponent's hearing this and they're like, well, my time to shine now.
Yeah, like nerves, like being nervous is a good thing though, but you can't, because I feel like stress and taking in all the pressure that creates negative thoughts. Right. And that's never good. Like you can't have that. You can't have negative thoughts. You can't have thoughts about losing or like being scared. That's out of the picture. But I mean, a bit nervous here and there. I guess everyone feels that. Not me, of course. But.
Yeah. Who are some of your big influences that got you in MMA?
I'm not sure. I started MMA 10 years ago. And I think because I come from wrestling. So it was a lot of wrestlers from my city that started like trying out MMA. And so maybe that. Ronda Rousey was huge. When I started, she was like, everyone was talking about her.
Right.
So yeah, if I would say someone, it would probably be Ronda Rousey. She was the first MMA fighter I like heard about. So yeah.
Yeah,
and a lot of people say we look alike, so maybe that's a good answer.
Do you ever get pulled over at the Swedish airport and they're like, "Hey, are you Ronda?"
Sometimes. No.
I mean, I think she was a huge reason as to why women's MMA got in the forefront. Just the way that she was able to sell herself so successfully. And even now, I mean, even though she's transitioned into professional wrestling, her character is still there. Like Ronda in the WWE is still who she was in the UFC.
Yeah, she is. She is definitely. Yeah, that rowdy, cocky person, definitely.
And it's awesome because they're telling her not to change who she is, and that's always who she was. And like I said, I think in my mind, she'll forever be the GOAT that created this, right? Yeah. I mean, the wars that she had between her and Miesha Tate, and so many other great fights. But that's awesome. Now, if you win on Saturday, which Sounds pretty confident you're going to. Where's the first place you're going to celebrate when you get back home?
Oh, good question. Do you have Divan? My coach says Divan restaurant. It's a really nice restaurant. I'm not really. I don't know. I've seen a lot of nice places here. Like when you get here, when you come from Europe and you get to the States or Canada, the grocery stores here are heaven. It's the
Really?
most amazing. Like there's nothing I love more. So my idea is that on Sunday I will go to like today we went to the Canadian
Superstore?
store. Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
It was the best thing I've ever seen. So I will go there. I will pick out, I don't know. I have to buy another bag, I think, to bring home with food.
Just all food.
Yeah. This is diet. This is diet Connie talking. So
Yeah,
on Sunday, I will be like, why? What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Food? Everything looks amazing when
Food?
you're hungry all the time.
Yeah, definitely. And then it will be like nothing. It will be like, yeah, okay, this is food.
What's
Yeah.
what's your go-to post-fight meal?
Oh, maybe pasta.
Yeah.
Nothing really beats pasta. It always works. Or pizza or a good burger. I don't know.
Ooh.
I love food, like all kinds of food. It doesn't really matter.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, I got some when I come out there, I'll give you some options and we'll make sure that happens for you.
Thank you. That sounds amazing.
Awesome. Well, we can't wait to see you debut at PAWFC 2. Like I said, it's going to be a ton of fun. You taking on Melissa Croden for the bantamweight title. It's going to be, from what I've understood from both of you being on back-to-back, there's going to be no mercy.
Yeah, it will be great. It will be, yeah, I can't wait. Woo.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for joining us. Definitely appreciate it. How can people follow you on your socials?
Connie Future. That's my like fighter nickname, and it's my Instagram handle too. So CONNY Future. One
Perfect.
word. Yeah.
Awesome.
Go
Well,
check me out.
thank you so much for joining us on the podcast, giving us some time of your day, and we can't wait to meet up with you when we get there.
Thank you. Sounds amazing. Have a great one.
Talk to you later.
Bye.
There is one of the contenders for the bantamweight title at PAWFC 2. That was Cornelia Holm joining us in Calgary already. A lot of these girls are getting out there, international fighters, getting acclimated with the altitude and the adjustments that she's making. She made a great point. Now, Homer me being, hey, the Swedish Alps. Nope, just kidding. She lives in Gothenburg, which is right by the sea. So these are things that you get to know, especially with their training regimen. So I cannot wait to see her perform. I've watched quite a few of her fights as of late. I'm telling you right now, this is going to be an absolutely amazing, no mercy, as I said before, main event that you cannot miss. Melissa Croden, Cornelia Holm, taking place PAWFC 2. It is your main event of the evening. Now, if you haven't heard the rest of the main card, I'm going to drop that for you right now. We are going to be joined in just a few minutes' time. I am expecting Jackie Maclean to be jumping on with us. Of course, she's going to be taking on Veronica Eszer, and we're going to get to a lot of that. That's going to be the fight that kicks off the main card. And, of course, the second fight of the night. We had a special guest last week, Andy, the Croatian win, come in, fighting out of Jacksonville, North Carolina, and by way of Combat Club Martial Arts and Fitness Edge. She is going to be coming out and fighting the one and only Larissa Carvalho. So that should be a great fight as well. Larissa coming all the way from Brazil. Like I said, you can say what you want, but the fact of the matter is a lot of these girls are getting the opportunity to travel this distance all the way to Canada because there's an event that's being held. Some of these girls, as we've heard earlier, and a couple times now, has been really, really hard to find a place that wants to have these girls being able to make them the stars of the show, essentially, and have them be part of a card because it's just been so hard to get into so many different places. So with that being said, like I said, Andy Wynn versus Larissa Carvalho will be your second fight. Now, going into the co-main event of the evening, we got to have her on about 2 weeks ago. Anastasia Nico Lakakos was with us. The animal. She is amazing. She is crazy. She is a ton of fun and was really, really insightful when she was on her podcast as well, talking about the different things that she's presented and ready to bring to this title fight against Alessandra Vieira Oliveira. Now, by that, Alessandra was supposed to be at our first event, of course, COVID. crazy things happen, right? So now she's going to be part of the co-main event for the atom weight title. Cannot wait for that. And like I said, there's going to be so many people that are going to be watching this, and all eyes are really on these women. And again, we talk about opportunity for a lot of these people. We just saw it happen this past weekend with Dakota Dacheva getting her finish at PFL. Now, of course, her previous fight was at PAWFC 1, and the scouts got looking and they like what they saw. So you never know what this opportunity means for these girls. And for some of them coming back for their second time, obviously the platform is very, 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 very big for them. It gives them the opportunity to put their foot in the door, getting to know first and foremost that they are always welcome. Clayton and Jenica have done an amazing job making sure that these fighters always feel like PAWFC will always be home. I can remember Clayton come on to me after the first event and after the first fight and said, you know what, man, all these girls are always welcome back here. This will always be a home for them to come to. So, and you heard it from Cornelia herself. I mean, for her, this is a big opportunity to travel for the first time overseas and be out here and to experience Canada first and foremost. That's a huge thing for these people. They are all about this, right? They are more than excited to come out here and have the opportunity more than anything to get in the Palladium and display and showcase who they are as fighters. These girls have put blood, sweat, tears, nothing but constant bruises every single week just to make sure that they are fight ready. And one of the biggest things that I took away from those two interviews with Melissa and Cornelia is just like how much a training camp really means to them and how much experience both of them now have, and I expect nothing but fireworks in the main event. Cornelia Holm, Melissa Croden, of course, Melissa fighting out of Crow's Past Martial Arts, and Cornelia fighting out of GBG Mac Gottensburg Martial Arts Center, which is absolutely amazing. She was kind of filling us in about her location and how happy she is to go to a Canadian food store, aka the Canadian Superstore. So shout out to the Superstore. Not a sponsor of ours yet. Potentially could be thanks to Cornelia Holm. If that gets me discounts weekly, I spend a lot of money there. So hey, I'd be all about that. But that's pretty awesome. I mean, it's cool to hear that like something like the Superstore is something that really, really gets them going, as international fighters. I mean, I wouldn't think that in the slightest that it would excite people to the way that it does. But apparently the Superstore was a huge win for Cornelia Holm, which I can't wait to talk to her about a little bit more. Maybe it was on the grocery list. I'm assuming chicken was the primary thing that they bought out here. And I'm assuming a lot of veggies and stuff that, of course, these weight cuts and food gets scarce and harder to talk about. And like she said, the only thing that's been on her brain for the last couple of hours since getting, fight camp ready is always food. So she's excited to have a burger, maybe have a pizza. Don't blame her. Gonna have to introduce her to some of the great locations out there. When we were out there for PAWFC 1, we actually went out with Felicia Spencer and her crew and had supper at Leo's, and it was absolutely amazing. So shout out to the staff at Leo's. They were great there too. But like I said, nonetheless, get your tickets now. If you haven't heard me say it once, you're going to hear me say it all the damn time. PAWFC.com. Get your tickets now. Fight TV on pay-per-view. Order today. Again, ticket sales are on what we call a flash sale. So you're actually going to get 25% off your tickets if you do order today. It's the last day to do so by visiting PAWFC.com. Again, we've been waiting a long time to have crazy cool sold out events. This is one of those in particular that I have nothing but faith is going to happen. A bunch of tables have already sold. I was looking at Ticketmaster today. Tickets are flying. So again, if you want a good deal on a really good event, high caliber, bigger than better than the first one, as Clayton said, PAWFC.com. Get your tickets now. Also on Fight TV. You can also order the pay-per-view right now. You don't have to wait, which is awesome. And again, we can't wait to see you guys. The first event was absolutely amazing. I can probably speak on my part. Don Andrews, Ryan Ballantyne, Felicia Spencer, the commentary team, Janica, Clayton, everybody, Kieran that's behind the scenes, and even May, who set all us up. She's been a saint. We can tell you first and foremost, we cannot wait for this event to go down in a couple of days' time. I'll be making the trek up on Wednesday. Cannot wait. We're going to do some media stuff while we're out there. Very, very excited. Our good buddy of the podcast, Brian, will be joining us while we're up there. He's going to be doing a lot of video blogging for us, which is awesome. He was really behind the scenes for us last time, and he was an incredible help for us here at the Boomtown Pod. So I'm really looking forward to him being there. And yeah, it's going to be a ton of fun come Saturday. Get your tickets, PAWFC.com. Again, I can't allude it enough. Fight TV has been amazing to work with through this entire thing. Make sure that you order your pay-per-view today. It's going to be a ton of fun. I just want to quickly say thank you to all the ladies who have jumped on our podcast over the last couple of weeks. Of course, like I said, Anastasia Nicola Keikos joined us, which was awesome. She was a tremendous guest to have on here. As always, Andy Wynn joined us for the second time, and she is just nothing but phenomenal. Not only is she fighting for PAWFC, she's actually getting ready for another bare knuckle fight as well, coming off a win on that too. So she's had this busy timeline, and she's just been kicking ass and taking names all along the way. And then, of course, I can't thank these girls that jumped on enough today. We had Cornelia Holm, who fights out of Sweden, who's finally made her way to Calgary. She was there. Our first guest of the day, Lexi Rook. Not every day that you get to interview somebody on your podcast, and it's her birthday on the same day. So that was pretty damn cool. I feel bad for her because she really, I mean, I'm assuming ice cream cake for dessert's pretty much out of the question at this point. So I hope she likes salad. Nonetheless, I know that she said that she was very, very excited to get the chance to eat some real food coming up. So that's pretty awesome. To have her on there. And also, like I said, Melissa Croden, just a great human, a great person, just bought a house for herself, which is absolutely amazing, working a couple of jobs, training full time. These girls don't sleep, man. This is constant go, go, go. And speaking of constant go, 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 I feel like I'm that today with all the fighters that I've had on here today. And that continues to be the thing as we add our last guest of the day, Miss Jackie Maclean. Jackie, how you doing?
I'm pretty good. Just looking for a pair of headphones, which I actually have, but they're up in my. Sorry.
We call this the live.
Right now, I was just in the middle of jiu-jitsu.
We're calling this live from the jiu-jitsu class featuring Jackie Maclean.
Yeah. Okay. I'm in the office. How's it
All
going?
right, we're feeling good. Jackie, so good to see you again.
Thank you.
How you feeling? How'd the class go?
It was really good. We were just working a lot of sequencing and guillotines and just all kinds of stuff,
Yeah, I like it. I like it. Judging by the hair, it was a very very good one. Now, after PAWFC 1, you put up a very strong showing. You did fall just short, but you've rebounded quite nicely with another win. How has your mindset been like since that first Palace Athena's event?
Strong. I mean, a loss is a win if you have the right mindset. I think that loss was every loss that I've ever had was always a good thing. So I just trust the path and take each fight and learn as I go and accept it all,
It's part of the fight game. I like it.
Yeah.
Now you're taking on Veronica Eszer at PAWFC 2. How have fight preparations been? Obviously, we just saw you come out of the jiu-jitsu class, so obviously that's going well for you. Are you ready to get your arm race in victory as well?
Well, of course, right? I want to win, and I'm the kind of person that goes all in, and I'll do whatever it takes in the cage to win. I do not want to go out like I did last time I fought for PAWFC. So, just keeping my composure and going in and getting the job done.
That's what it's all about. Now, fighters at PAWFC 1 said they had a really hard time adjusting to mountain altitude. Now, with you being from Kelowna, did it affect you at all during the fight?
I'm living in Edmonton.
Edmonton
Alberta.
now, yes.
Yeah. So, no.
No, didn't hurt you.
What was the question? Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Just the altitude and breathing conditions. A lot of fighters were saying they're having a hard time adjusting to it. Did you find that being a thing there?
No, not really. So.
Good. I like that. Now, with a win over Eszer, would you potentially call out Melissa Croden for a rematch?
I would love a rematch with Melissa Croden.
I like this. You know what I like about you, Jackie? You're a very straight to the point kind of girl. I like it.
Thank you.
Now, are you coming out there right away, or are you going to take a couple days, or when's the plan for you?
Take a couple days. What do you mean?
Like, are you coming out in a couple days to Calgary, or are you just?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I'll be driving there Wednesday. Me and my girl Lee, and we'll be there Wednesday night, and media and all that stuff Thursday. Weigh-ins Thursday night, so it'll be nice to get that over with and rehydrate.
Big time. Yeah, that's seems to be the common theme of this podcast this week is rehydrate.
Yeah. I'm already on the path. I love feeling like this. This is the walk. It's already started, so.
And the cut and everything's going really well for you?
Yes. I have
awesome.
I study nutrition, so I have all that dialed in myself. So here we go.
Much easier to do when you're a pro at it,
Yeah, well, you get to know your body every weight cut too. Like every time you diet, time you go through anything like that, it's a chance to kind of understand what works for you, what doesn't, what kind of foods, when you should eat, when you shouldn't eat, what you like to eat. It's all a process, and you just try to get better at it.
Now, for some of those people that didn't get to see PAWFC 1, what can they expect from a Jackie Maclean fight?
Definitely 3 rounds if it doesn't go sooner than that. So, you can expect me to be there as healthy as I can be, as clear as possible, empty, and ready to fight.
I cannot wait for it. I'll be ringside, of course, caller commentating, and I can't wait to see it. The last time, I know it was just short, but you had a really good performance against Melissa. I do have to admit that. You did look very sharp.
Oh, I never felt amazing, but I would love a chance to do that over. That'd be awesome.
Heck yes. Well, with that being said, that kind of wraps up our time here. Now, where can people find you on your socials, Jackie?
You can find me on Instagram, Gypsy Thug. Facebook. I'm not on Facebook as much, but just Instagram. I try to just keep it at that.
It's a good way of doing it. Well, we can't wait to see you, and hopefully then, on Thursday, all weight goes, everything is exceptional, and we can have a little chat afterwards.
Okay, perfect. That'd be awesome.
Awesome, Jack. You have a great rest of your night.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Cheers.
Bye.
Jackie Maclean, who will be fighting at PAWFC 2. Get your tickets now. I cannot wait. The event is literally Saturday evening in Calgary. Cannot wait. August 27th. Make sure to go get your tickets right now. PAWFC.com. Let's sell this event out. Get your pay-per-view buys in. Also, if you're watching internationally, you can do so by visiting Fight TV or PAWFC.com. Everything is right there for you guys. Again, thank you so much to our guests that have jumped in through the last couple of weeks and making time. I know how hard it is. You just saw Jackie Maclean literally coming from a jiu-jitsu class to jump in on the podcast because she wanted to be on, and I really appreciate that from her. These girls really going out of their way to make sure that media is a part of it. I mean, it's a part of the experience, and they've done so well, PAWFC has, with making sure these girls come on, and I can't thank them enough. Again, Cornelia, Holm, Melissa Croden, that title fight is going to be your main event of the evening. Both those girls joining us. They're going to be fighting for the bantamweight title. Do not miss it on Saturday. And, of course, the rest of the card, Jackie Maclean, we just talked about it, taking on Veronica Eszer, and she is fighting out of Poland at Puncher Gym. You can follow her at Wera_Eszer. And your second fight of the night on the main card, you're going to get Larissa Caravello taking on Andy Wynn. Now, the other thing, too, that I haven't really mentioned, these aren't just the 4 fights. We have 10 fights in total for you guys prepared for the day. The event starts at 2, goes till 9 p.m. You do not want to miss this. Again, August 27th, Calgary, Alberta. You do not want to miss this. PAWFC.com. Go get your tickets right now. Don't listen to me anymore. Go do it. PAWFC.com. Thank you guys so much. And again, thank you to all the fighters throughout the last couple of weeks who have joined us. It has been a ton of fun. I can't thank you enough. And of course, with that being said, for my co-host Cole, who is out in Saskatoon, part of, as you see behind me on the shirt, the classic Sandman boxing system. That shirt is available. Make sure to go check his stuff out. Started in the Basement. It's my favorite shirt because I can remember the story of when it happened and how their gym operational came back. And it was pretty damn cool to see him and his wife Demi open up this amazing gym that they're also now tied in with Alliance Boxing. And shout out to Alliance. We love those guys, Vicky and the crew over there. Of course, episode sponsors, Blue Collar Media Group. Once again, thank you so much, Stellar Gear, Dana and the crew in Saskatoon, Sandman Boxing System, and of course, wrapping it all up, your sponsors for this episode and probably, hopefully, forever, PAWFC. Cheers, guys. You have yourself a fantastic evening.